How to replace an 1000-watt Bafang controller. Disconnect the wiring harness, the battery, and the speed sensor. Now we're on to the right side of the motor. We're taking the crank off, so we need to take the crank butt off, then use a crank puller to take the crank off as shown here. There's guides online, but you got to tighten the inner one first before you tighten the other one. And taking the crank off, now we're onto the chainring and the bolts. So make sure we take off all 5 bolts first before we do anything. Bolts off, chainring off. Now we're onto the controller. There's 3 bolts for the controller. I'm going to take those off, but don't pull it off directly. There's wires that we need to disconnect. So we want to disconnect the pedal assist wire, then the hall sensor wire over there. Make sure we press on the tabs when we're pulling it off. Then just disconnect the motor wires and take off the controller. So making sure that we keep this little piece of rubber for the water sealant. Then just put the other controller on, connect the wires the same way. We're just going back in the steps. Pedal assist wire and the hall sensor, bolt it down, 3 bolts. Now onto the chainring, put the chainring back on, put all 5 bolts on, tighten them down. Then onto the wiring harness, making sure you match the arrows as you plug them in. Same with the speed sensor and the battery wire, and we're all done.